How Islamic is Islamic feminism? Now, this question is a bit above my pay grade, so I'm going to quote from an article by a London Muslim who is a person of knowledge who's written very extensively on Muslim subjects over the years, and I'll mention who it is at the end and link to the article. He asks, how valid are feminist reinterpretations of the Qur'an? And does the Qur'an really endorse feminism's dual core beliefs, doing away with patriarchy and dethroning hierarchy to create an egalitarian social order so that women may be put on equal footing with men, socially, politically, and economically? Here I wish only to draw attention to a few incongruities between loyalty to feminist principles and certain passages of the Holy Qur'an. For example, how can one claim every form of patriarchy to be wrong, given that the Qur'an is pretty specific when it says in the context of marriage and family life that, quote, men are protectors of women, chapter 4, verse 34, and that men have a degree over them, 2:228. Of course, such verses aren't saying that every man is intellectually, morally, and spiritually superior to every woman, but they are sanctioning patriarchy, at least in the marital and family context. Our Prophet said, "Indeed, each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for their flock. The ruler is a shepherd over the people, and is responsible for his subjects. A man is a shepherd over his family, and is responsible for them. A woman is a shepherd over her husband's home and children, and is responsible for them." And this hadith is found in Bukhari and Muslim. Surely this hadith is not just speaking about patriarchy, but to a sense of hierarchy too. Hierarchy makes more than a guest appearance in the Quranic command, "O you who believe, obey Allah and obey the Messenger and those charged with authority among you," 4:59. We see hierarchy again in the verse which tells us who does and who does not have the right to speak about matters of wider public welfare. Quote, "If any matter comes to them concerning security or fear, they spread it around. But if they had only referred it to the messenger or to those charged with authority, those amongst them who are able to investigate and reason out the matter would then know what to do with it." 483. At some point, be it the hierarchy present in a head of state's authority over the subjects or citizens, or a wife's obedience to her husband and her yielding to some level of patriarchy, or the non-egalitarian, unequal right of parents to receive kind and dutiful treatment from their children, feminists will encounter an epistemic impasse. Do they honour the clear-cut injunctions of the Qur'an? Or do they remain glued to the key feminist principles and say no to the holy text? Do they acquiesce to some degree of Quranic patriarchy and hierarchy, or put the feminist quest to abolish these two evils ahead of revelation? Professor Jonathan A.C. Brown deftly notes, the move to assuming that Scripture contains the truth but need only be understood properly, to saying no to Scripture because it says something unacceptable or impossible, is a blow that shatters the vessel of scriptural reverence. It means that some extra scriptural source of truth has been openly acknowledged as more powerful and compelling than the words of God in Scripture. So how Islamic is Islamic feminism? Any creed, philosophy, ideology, value system, or ism, including Islamic feminism, that is given final authority to decide what is or isn't good or bad, relegating Islam's revelation to a secondary place, forfeits any claim to be considered Islamic. For loyalty to feminism's core doctrines and loyalty to Islam's revealed truths are at odds with each other. Loyalty to one will undeniably necessitate disloyalty and disbelief in the other. This much is clear. So that is taken from Justice, Equality and Feminism, the Quranic View, by Sirkil Abu Alia, who, as I say, lives in London. And I will link to his fascinating website below. He has many, many articles written over the years on Islamic jurisprudence, on politics, on atheism. Is particularly good on atheism. He went to at university. He studied astronomy, but he's a very learned man and studies under the real ulama, actual scholars. So you can see where his knowledge comes from. And I think overall, I agree with the principle. If one is going to have a religion, Islam or Christianity or Judaism, one must take it very seriously and not let it be subverted by the passing fashions of the age. And they are passing fashions because what was acceptable 10 years ago is no longer acceptable today, and doubtless there will be a new set of values tomorrow, constantly evolving and changing like fashion. And a religion that takes revelation seriously must stand above that and be rooted in unchangeable and unchanging values. And the feminism we've been discussing there clearly puts these fashions over God, over his revelation. And that, to any serious religious person, is unacceptable, I would think. So I tend to agree with the thrust of the argument in that article. What do you think? Until next time.